Hey everyone! If you're looking to level up your video editing skills, you're in the right place. Today, I'll be teaching you 5 easy and useful Premiere Pro effects that you can use in your own projects. Number 1. Looping Zoom Animation.
I've already added 8 clips to my timeline. Each video is about 1 second long. Keep them in that range because this effect is very catchy for short clips like these. Now, create an adjustment layer, place it above the video layers, and match its length to 1 second so it aligns perfectly with the first video. Next, go over to the Effects panel, search for Transform, and apply it to that adjustment layer. Then go to Effect Controls, and under the Transform effect, set the shutter angle to 360. Move the playhead a few frames forward and create a scale keyframe. Move a few more frames forward and change the scale value to 150. This will create our second keyframe. Limited time offer. Get 50% off on all digital products. Just use the promo code 50OFF at checkout to unlock your discount. Links are in the description. Now, select both keyframes, right-click on either one, and select Bezier for more control. Let's expand the Scale Property window so we can see the graph more clearly. Then set the first number to 150 because we made the second scale value of 150, and the second one to 100 because we started from 100. Now let's drag the first keyframe handle upwards and the second one downwards until we get a nice, smooth curve. Finally, drag the second keyframe to the very end of the video clip and the first one to the very beginning. Once that's done, duplicate this adjustment layer across all the remaining clips. And there you go. We now have a continuously looping zoom-in animation.
Number 2. Digital Glitch Effect.
I've already added a clip to my timeline. First, create an adjustment layer and place it over your clip and match the duration. Next, go to the Effects panel, search for Digital Glitch, and drag it onto the adjustment layer. Now, head to the Effect Controls, find the Digital Glitch Effect, and open the Distortion section. Adjust the settings as follows. Set Color Distortion to 100. Geometry Distortion to 0. Distortion Complexity to 1. Distortion Rate to 0. And Color Evolution to 40. And that's it. Here's the final result.
Number 3. Grainy Distortion Effect.
I already added a video clip to my timeline. As the first step, create an adjustment layer, drag and drop it above your video, and make sure its duration matches the video. Next, select the adjustment layer and go over to the Effects panel. Start by searching for Directional Blur and double-click to apply it to the selected footage. Then, search for Mosaic and double-click to add it. Next, search for Tint and double-click to add it. After that, search for Brightness and Contrast and double-click to add it. Lastly, search for Noise and double-click to add it. Now, go over to the Effect Controls panel. I'll close the drop-down menus for now to make it easier to see all the applied effects. Let's edit them one by one. Directional Blur. Change the direction to 90 and the blur length to 100. Mosaic. Change the horizontal blocks to 200 and vertical blocks to 50 and check the Sharp Colors box. Tint. Leave the colors as black and white. Brightness and Contrast. Adjust the contrast to 40. Noise. Uncheck Use Color Noise and set the noise amount to 100. Now, take a look at your video. It's done. If you want your video to be clearer, go back to the Effect Controls panel and reduce the opacity to your preference.
Number 4. Speed Ramp.
I've already added 2 clips to the timeline. Right-click on each clip and choose Nest. Do this for both clips. Nesting helps us apply time remapping more cleanly. Now, go to the top left corner of each nested clip. Right-click on the FX icon, select Time Remapping, and choose Speed for both clips. Move the playhead to about 3 seconds before the end of the first clip. Under Effect Controls, go to Time Remapping and click to add a speed keyframe. Now pull up the right half of the keyframe to increase the speed. I'm setting it to around 800%. Right now, the speed change is abrupt, so let's smooth it out. Click and drag the keyframe handle to the right. Then bend the blue line to create a smoother ramp. Now, apply the same technique to the second clip. Choose the point where you want the speed ramp to start. Add a keyframe, then pull up the left side of the keyframe to 800%. Smooth it out just like we did with the first clip. Drag and curve the keyframe handles. Finally, drag the second clip to the end of the first clip. This will create a seamless speed ramp transition. And that's it. You've just created a clean and smooth speed ramp transition in Premiere Pro.
Number 5. Real green screen remove.
First, add the background video to your timeline. Then, place the green screen video above that background video. Now, select the green screen video, go to the Effects panel, search for Ultra Key, and double-click on it to apply the effect. Next, go to the Effect Controls panel and select the color picker icon under the Ultra Key effect. Then, in the preview window, click anywhere on the green screen to pick the color. You'll see the green screen removed, but some noise may still be visible. Let's remove that noise. Go back to the Effect Controls panel and change the output to Alpha Channel. This view helps us clearly see the noise. Expand the Matte Generation section and change the pedestal value to 100. Then, expand the Matte Cleanup section and adjust the choke value to around 25 and the contrast to 100. Feel free to tweak these values as they depend on the specific video. Now we've removed a lot of the noise, but there may still be some in the corners. To hide those, let's create a mask. Go to the Effect Controls panel and select the pen tool under Opacity. I zoomed out the video preview window because it helps to draw the mask more easily. Draw a mask around your subject like this. After that, move your playhead to the end of the timeline and check if your subject is being cut off by the mask. If it is, adjust the mask as needed. Finally, return to the Effect Controls panel and switch the output back to Composite. That's it, we've successfully removed the green screen. If you have any questions, comment below, and I will reply as soon as possible. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, see you again in the next video.